Welcome back to American Agenda. I'm Bob Sellers here with Heather Childers. New fallout for New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. The Wall Street Journal reporting just a short time ago that prosecutors in Manhattan, Nassau, and Westchester counties in New York joined the Albany County District Attorney in saying they had requested evidence made public on Tuesday in that 165-page report by Attorney General Letitia James. And by the way, Heather, I'm just seeing this from the AP. A majority of state assembly members support beginning impeachment proceedings if the governor doesn't step down. They're saying they have at least 82 out of 150 members, at least 82 now, that say publicly that they would support impeaching him and sending it to a trial to the Senate.
Well, I mean, we know in his statements yesterday that he called for a judge and a jury and said that he would be found innocent, so maybe he'll get what he wants.
Yeah. And in fact, he's the one that called for the independent investigation by the Attorney General. So let's bring our panel back in. Jesse Jane, how do you read this? Because I don't know how you read it, but this governor isn't going anywhere with. They're going to have to pull him out, kicking and screaming, if I'm reading this right.
Well,
Jesse
what
Jane.
I found to be pretty upsetting was. Yes, what I found to be pretty upsetting was that this has been going on for some time. Apparently, when he was the Attorney General, there was a complaint that came forward from 2007 going on in New York, a wink and a nod, and let's ignore it till it goes away, because many people don't want to speak out because, they're all incestuous and combined as a party. If you don't resolve these things early on and then they fester over decades or many years, as this appears to have been, then it's very hard to reel in. I appreciate that he has apparently done many egregious things, but let's make no mistake, it has become politically not good for the Democrats now to stand behind him, because it's a slap in the face on everything in which they have promoted as being the Me Too and supporting all women, and all women should be heard. And the hypocrisy of this is very hard for them to navigate. So it's not politically effective for them to stand together. All I can say is, why did it take it so long?
Yeah, true. And Heather, that's such a good point Jesse Jane is making, because this becomes a national story. If somehow Governor Cuomo is not held responsible in some way for this, can you imagine what that political cost would be for Democrats in 2022?
Right. But what would the political cost be for Democrats in all of the Democrat-run states who did similar things in nursing homes that they did here in New York? And all of those investigations were dropped into those nursing home deaths. So instead of concentrating on that, we are now concentrating on one Democratic governor with a different issue. And I believe that that's also some of what's going on here in terms of all the Democrats now turning against him and wanting people to focus on this. I think it benefits them.
There's no question. There's no question that that also is an issue, but we didn't see that going anywhere, to be honest. And this looks like it might have some legs. Now, let me throw something else at there, John Fleming. There's some that say this is very political. You have an attorney general who would like to be governor, and that the piling on by the media is part and parcel of what happens when you get canceled. So there are those who are arguing on the governor's behalf, saying this is overdone.
Well, I take you back to of course, Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh. Remember that the entire Democrat Party, the entire media, the establishment, everything came down upon him when he was up for confirmation for some incident that allegedly happened when he was a very young man many years ago. Whereas in the case of the governor here, look, this is 11 women with thousands of pages of information, affidavits, and so forth. Many people died as a result of his incompetency dealing with COVID-19. So I think it's just reached the point of no return that the entire Democratic establishment they can't afford to stand behind him any longer. And yes, there may be some inside politics, but it takes a lot to get a Democrat out of office.
Can I just add to that, Bob? You know, when it comes to Judge Kavanaugh, Governor Cuomo himself was all over social media and the media saying that he should take a lie detector test and that you should believe women no matter what when it came to Kavanaugh. But then when it comes to himself, it's the opposite.
Yeah. By the way, let's go back and look at how the media was fawning all over the governor at one time. It was about a year ago. Listen to
you are well liked among the ladies. People knowing that you're single and they think you're good looking, and some people are calling themselves Cuomo-sexuals. They are obsessed with you and want to date you and want to marry you.
He's doing what a president should do.
Can you see President Cuomo? Can you see that in your
mind?
I
could see that, yes, I could see it.
Let us salute Governor Andrew Cuomo for his tremendous leadership on this and so many other issues. Thank you, Governor Cuomo.
Your governor of New York's done one hell of a job. I think he's sort of the gold standard.
Okay, Derrick, wrap this up for us.
Oh, I'm so glad you had that clip to play. That's what I was thinking about. Because a year ago, this guy was the greatest thing. Everybody was referring to him and maybe run for the president and all that kind of stuff. And it's so crazy right now. And I tell you, I think it's more politically motivated than anything because the establishment now, the machine is against him right now. And I just wonder who their new guy is, because he's certainly not the guy anymore, because everyone is coming after him right now. And rightfully so. He needs to step down.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Coming up, folks, former President Obama forced to change the big birthday plans. I think it was his 60th coming up, but there was a lot of backlash about, wait a minute, what do you mean you're going to have, I forget how many, 600 people, whatever. We'll talk about that when we come back on American Agenda.